Alright, what's going on, everyone? Trader recap. Today is Thursday the 8th. Here's the P&L. I did not have I didn't take really like the same trade as most people. So here's a P&L. Around 700 across all four accounts. I'm going to be actually locking in. I'm going to start risking maybe a little bit more, but the thing is with the Tradeify accounts that I'm trying to pass right now, they have a 40% consistency rule, so the max I can make is 1,000. So yeah. Okay, there we go. All right, coming top down. Okay, first off, most people that I saw today took longs off of this kind of play right here. I ended up taking shorts. I know, probably thinking it was during market open. You know, it is what it is. I was extremely confident in these draws. And in my opinion, all market open does is, if you have a strong draw, it'll move. Market open will move price to it. Yeah, it'll be a little more volatile. But I was pretty confident in these draws, and I'll show you guys why. So, first off, coming top down. Yesterday, yesterday's daily candle, we came up, swept this high. It was, yeah, yesterday's daily candle, we came up, swept this high, tapped into this gap. So we swept a daily intermediate daily high. Okay, intermediate highs are highs resting inside of a fair value gap, and they hold a lot more, like, I guess, confluence, because it's a high resting inside of a key level, so automatically you have two confluences stacked up on top. Okay, especially on the higher time frame, and not to mention, this daily candle did not close like here. We ended up wicking this, rejecting off this gap, and then we closed all the way down here. So that tells me that, in my opinion, we were looking for a move down or a retracement, at least to this daily fair value gap. We ended up displacing through it. As of right now, we still have 4 hours till the daily candle closes. But and then coming into the 4 hour again. So we swept this high, tapped in this daily gap. Now coming into the session, we were sitting inside of a 4 hour gap already. Okay, 4 hour bearish gap. So we're sitting inside of this 4 hour bearish gap. We're delivering off a 4 hour gap. All of these are already like such good narrative for shorts. Okay, in my opinion, this is all I'm seeing right now. Now, actually scaling down to the lower time frames and coming into the day around 8 a.m. Eastern time. Sorry, we came up and we swept London highs, London session high. And we ended up tapping into this 15-minute gap. So this is a 15-minute intermediate high as well as a session high. Like, in my opinion, this is just such obvious shorts. Not to mention we have a lot of draws to the downside. And we have a bit of an AMD model as well, like accumulation. We get the sweep, then we have a PDI. You could have taken literally this trade on the 5 minute. You could have taken it debatably down here. You know, this still honestly would have maybe been valid. I don't know, down to this low, like literally pretty. Like, in my opinion, this was such an obvious short. Like, with this PDI, all these high time frame narratives stacked up, and we also have a lower time frame IFVG. This wasn't my exact entry, but we had this 5 minute gap. So this was still pre-market. I took the trade pre-market, but at this point I didn't take it because I was gonna wait originally. With this 5 minute IFVG close here, and I didn't take it right away. But then we started displacing down on the 1 minute. I had this 1 minute gap marked out. 1 minute gap marked out. As we started displacing through this, I entered. Obviously, we didn't close below there, which is like kind of iffy. But I was in the trade from here. New York market opened, and we kind of shot up. Almost got stopped out. My stop was at this body. I almost got stopped out here, but we ended up, it honestly was better for me. We ended up sweeping this high, tapping into this 1 minute gap, respecting it, and then we just shot lower. So like the only thing would be the fact that this was at during market open, which isn't ideal, but I was super confident in my draws and in the overall narrative of shorts. Like, there were so many conflicts stacked up on top of each other that, like, in my opinion, the draws being this low, this 15-minute intermediate low, that was my draw for the trade, by the way, the 15-minute intermediate low. The reason I didn't hold to London lows or Asia lows was because I'm on an eval and I would have made like too much money for the consistency rule. Or I'm on evals, I guess. The reason I was confident enough to take this pre-market and then hold through market open was because I was so confident in the draws. I could have easily gotten wicked out here if it was a few points higher. Um, that's just kind of the risk I took when going into this trade. My opinion, shorts were just so obvious here. I didn't want to not take them. Yeah, and it ended up playing out. I'm not saying you should take trades during market open, and I'm obviously not gonna like make a priority of it or like try to do it again. But I'm just saying I was pretty confident in shorts here, which is why I ended up taking the trade, even though it was pre-market. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I hope that made sense. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.